What is up, everybody? Star Wars Dad back for another one. Today we're going to be looking at IG-88 ECL. I saw a similar list to this that recently did pretty decent in the initiative tournament that's online, and definitely wanted to try it out. I've been waiting for this leader to be better. To shout out to, I can't remember their name. I'll find it and shout out the link to it in the video. But yeah, so with Boba out of the picture, I think a deck like this is going to be more relevant, and I think that's one of the reasons why Boba got suspended, because there's a lot of decks that just have been waiting in the shadows, just ready to be able to be relevant, but Boba was kind of holding everybody back because it was just too overpowered. I'm glad they did that, and I think that shows that they're really trying to make this game work. They see the potential in it. They see that they made a really good thing, and they're trying to make sure that it's their baby, you know? We made a mistake with that card. It was a little too overpowered. I really liked the explanation they had, too, of, like, that they had, like, Luke Skywalker as a 4/9 and Darth Vader as a 5/10, and, what was the other one? Oh, Sabine as a 2/7, but they realized that was too much HP for all those, but they kept Boba as a 4/7 because Boba wasn't actually, like, that overpowered in their testing at that point, but they realized it was a mistake and they fixed it. And I like that. That shows that there's a lot of promise in this game. They listen to the community, unlike other games that I've played where they just talk down to the community and they're condescending and douchey. So that was really cool to see. And I just think that it makes this whole thing of set 3 just become so much more exciting, because there's, like I said, there's so many decks that were just almost relevant, but Boba was just too good. And now it's like, it's going to be a flood of decks. Like, there's so many leaders and decks right now. So many possibilities. The new leaders, of course, are really good. Some of the old ones got a little bit better. This is one in particular I think got a lot better. I mean, with the exploit mechanic and some of the units and the trooper synergy, I think it got really good. So this deck is really sweet. So it's super aggressive, and you're playing big exploit units as a payoff. And then a lot of the units that you're killing have benefits from dying, which is really cool. So there's a lot of cool synergy in here. It's super aggressive, and it's just very consistent at what it does. So I'm playing, I definitely tweaked the original list around more to my liking, but you're playing 3 Death Star Stormtrooper, so there's some good trooper synergy in here. 3 Obedient Vanguard, which gives your troopers +2/+2 when it dies. Obviously IG-88's ability gives your units +1, or one of your attacks +1 if you have more units than your opponent, which, you're not always going to have more units, but especially with all the droids and tokens and things like that. But I do think that you match up well with those decks because we have our ability to create tokens in here as well. So we're playing the exploit mechanic too. So, like, we're using Confederate Courier, we're using Poggle to kind of give us subtle droids as exploit fodder for different things. Just a couple of Force Choke. I mean, we're an aggressive deck. It's nice to have just as an answer occasionally, like against leaders that have more toughness, or we especially like Sabine or something like that, where we can just take it out right away, or young Han. But it's not like the focus. The focus is to be aggressive. 3 Kylo's TIE Silencer, just a great turn 1 play. 3 Confederate Courier, again, that's great exploit fodder. 3 Poggle, just to help us to create droids as we're going wide and getting a bunch of units on the board. One card that's really cool that I really liked in here is the Series Officer. So if you have more units than your opponent, for example, you can attack him with IG's ability, get in for 3 damage, and then you can immediately exploit it and get in for 2 more damage. So it's a 2-drop that can get you 5 damage on a turn that it attacks, which is disgusting. Starwing Scout is great in here because it's just got 4 power, so again, we're trying to be as aggressive as possible, and then when it dies, we can draw 2 cards. So what's cool about that is we attack in for 4, and let's say we, exploit in a Dooku, we could do 4 damage to something, plus let's say we did a series officer, so we can do 2 more damage to something else. So we can do 4 damage and 2 damage, hopefully kill 2 units. Then we can do 2 damage to their base with the series officer, and then we can draw 2 cards with the Wing Scout if we have the initiative. So we're getting so much value out of our exploit. Same thing with Cobb Vanth, swing in for 3. Let's say we have Cobb Vanth and a series officer, same thing. So we're doing 3 damage, 2 damage, and then 2 damage to the base. And then we're getting to use Cobb Vanth's ability to search our deck for the top 10 cards of our deck for a unit that costs 2 or less. So basically, series officer, Poggle, Confederate Courier, Kylo, TIE Silencer, Vanguard, or Stormtrooper get to come on the battlefield after that happens. So we're getting a Dooku out and then still replacing our board with another unit. Droid Commando obviously has Trooper synergy as well as Separatist synergy with some of our early Separatists on turn 1 so that we can ambush it in. I think we have yeah, we have a good amount of Separatists in here, so it ambushes in a lot. Huyang is in here just to kind of boost up one of our units to get that early pressure to get more damage in. So like turning a Stormtrooper into a 5/3 or a Vanguard into a 3/3, whatever. Just kind of boost up things. This deck is so fast that it's really just an on curve play. That's why you're only playing 2. It's not like super relevant to the deck, but it's nice to have just an additional way to boost damage. The B1 attack platform is kind of the same thing. Again, we're just playing all these units that have a lot of power. We don't care about their toughness. And obviously, when we exploit them with Dooku as a payoff, we get to do even more damage to different units. And the thing about Dooku's ability is like you're just sniping all over the battlefield. So it's like essentially another Barrage, but you play it a turn earlier. And then you can play Barrage again with Dooku. Dooku's nuts in here. Of course, 3 Barrage, which is amazing. Dooku's amazing. IG-11 is absolutely disgusting. I think that was one of the differences from the list that I saw in my list. But in testing, it's been so great because you're flipping IG-88 on the same turn that you're ECLing in this, the IG-11 unit. And a lot of times you've already damaged some other units. So then you're doing 3 damage to a unit on the ground while killing their leader, for example. So that's just really sweet. Like, for example, you might attack him with one of your droids that you created with Poggle to give 1 damage to a unit, then you ECL, kill their leader, and then do 3 more damage to the unit that you had put the 1 damage on. So it's just a nutty ECL card. Obviously, Darth Maul is also a great ECL target because you're doing 5 damage to 2 units on the ground. This deck does a very good job of just clearing out the way to get in for more damage. Squadron of Vultures is amazing in here because basically you play it for free if you have 3 units on the board, so you can play it for free as early as turn 2, which is nuts. If you play like, what is it? You can play a Kylo TIE Silencer on 1, a Stormtrooper, and a Confederate Courier, and then you can play Squadron after you attack in and have a 5-powered unit on board as early as turn 2 after you swing in for damage on turn 1. It's just really nice because it sets up your Barrage, and obviously depending on the game flow, you might want to do that. There's other times where you want to wait a little bit because you don't want to just get rid of your units right away. And I love that you could just Squadron out of nowhere. It's nuts. Such a good card. It's really an incredible card. It fits this deck perfectly. Baktoid's back. What is it called? I can't read it because it's so. But it's just called the Spider Droid. It has the exploit too, so you can play it at the 4 resource turn, the same turn as Dooku, and it ambushes in for 5 damage. So it's just another nice answer in certain situations. Dooku's obviously, I would say, the better choice. But the Spider Droid's been good too in testing. And then obviously when on the IG-88 flip turn, like creating all these droids and kind of going wide subtly. Like subtly going wide, so you have 3, 4, 5 units by the time it flips, giving them all raid 1 and just getting in that extra 3, 4, 5 damage is just so sweet. And it really, that plus the exploit factor of just like having these bombs that you drop out of nowhere and just after you've attacked in with the raid, and then you're getting benefits off a lot of these units when they die, and creating more droids or drawing cards or doing more damage or playing another unit. Like it's just so much synergy. It's like it's a lot of fun to play this deck. This is a legit deck. Couple Confiscate in the sideboard. I didn't really mess too much around with the sideboard. I think Confiscate is going to be super relevant. 3 Daring Raid is just a cheap way to get in for more damage. I think that's good against control. Force Choke against decks that have bigger units that might get in your way, or especially Sentinels. Same thing with Open Fire. Open Fire is more for space, but also for that problem. And the Separatist Super Tank is another good exploit target if you have to, drop more powerful units in certain matchups to match your opponents. But so far it's been really sweet in testing. It's super aggressive. It wins on the IG flip turn. That's the goal of every game. And again, in these games that we're going to do today, again, we're testing it against AI. I should be able to play on Karabas here soon with all the cards coming out this weekend. So my next video should be that. But I wanted to kind of squeeze one more in because I haven't been doing a lot of videos as much. But this was one I was really excited about, and this is definitely one you should try out. It's a lot of fun. It's super aggressive, and the synergy is just sweet. So in this video, these gameplay, I'm just going to be trying to show you the synergies and kind of the cool plays that you can do, and just how you can kind of surprise your opponent, and just even when your units die, it's like whatever. I just keep flooding the board and get card advantage off of things dying. So really, really cool, fun list. As always, please like and subscribe. I am going to put up the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. I have to figure out what I'm giving away. So I'm waiting on a few boxes of cards to come in from the new set. So once I figure out what I have and what I can give away, then I will post that here in the next day or two. So make sure you be on the lookout for that. But I did want to wait till I got the boxes, which should be in a couple days, so that I could give you guys some cards from the boxes that I get. All right, well, let's get into some games and kind of show you how this deck performs and what it does. All right, playing against Sabine Green here. Looks like we have a solid keep. We might be able to play Dooku and cheat it in pretty early, which would be disgusting. So let's hold on to these two. So we're gonna go Poggle into Confederate. I want to have IG-11 as an alternative if the Dooku plan doesn't go. And Poggle's just better because it continues to give us things. Well, that's pretty good actually. Go droid here. Alright, we should be able to Dooku away. Alright, we're gonna go. Well, we don't want Poggle to die, but just want to get it for damage. If he ECLs in something to kill, yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so we can just play Dooku now, exploit both, do 4 damage here, 1 damage there, that's fine. I'm trying to think if it's really worth it. I guess so. I guess so. It's pretty disgusting. So we'll just ECL in IG-11. Okay, well that was pretty good. I was gonna say, unless we get a overwhelming barrage, which would be ideal. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Let's go ahead and get in with Dooku. Well, we have more units than them, right? So we can use this ability. Get it for 7. Just in case they ECL to kill it. Yeah, I think IG-11's legit now. We could play Squadron, but there's literally no point. And there's a barrage. To close the game out. Okay. Oh, that's a card. It is a card. And there you go. I'd say that's pretty dominant performance. What I like about this deck a lot is just the ability to exploit things. Everything that's expensive is actually pretty cheap, and because you're going wide and you're subtly creating droid tokens, it's a very aggressive deck. I love this card in here. This card is actually great to attack in for 3 and then exploit it, so you get in for 5 damage. So you attack in for 3 with IG-11's ability if you have more units, which is very typical, and then you exploit it right afterwards to get in for another 2 damage, so it's super good in here. But yeah, that's a good example of how when things go right. But I mean, it consistently does this. I mean, this card's amazing in here, obviously. Dooku is nuts. Such a good. All right, up against Quinlan blue here. I have a pretty solid hand again. We have potentially get Dooku out again. I like that we have Force Choke too. Yeah, they're gonna want to play unit first. They didn't get a unit, which is weird. So many good choices. I do think going wide against them is definitely not a bad thing, but Droid Commando and Huyang are just so much better. I don't really want to pump up Poggle because I want to use Poggle every turn to create droids. Force Choke. Another Droid Commando. I mean, isn't Powers better? Could play Dooku here to kill Falcon, especially because they paid the 1 to get the Falcon out. But let's get in for damage first. I'm not too worried about taking 3 more damage right now. Okay. Yeah, especially because they're damaging that. We could just kill it. Kill the Falcon. Actually, I'd rather kill Ezra, because I know that they play Jedi lightsaber, and I'm more worried about that. We do have a Force choke, though, so it's another option. Another option is to ECL in Droid Commando and just kill Ezra and Dooku the following turn, which feels pretty good. Especially because we're going wider and we can just get rid of droids to play Dooku instead of our big stuff. Or other droid. But I mean, we kind of need to get rid of this to kill the Falcon though, so. Okay. Let's make sure we use our ability here. Okay, so now we're going to play Dooku. Do you want to just kill this with Force Choke? Plus 2 damage. Or we could play Huyang. I don't know, these are all tough decisions here. Kind of wish we had one more strong unit with power on the board. Force Choke is good either way. We want to get rid of this quickly because we don't want it to be able to just snipe our units. So, Force Choke, we could battle droid it twice. It doesn't feel like the greatest thing ever though. We could play Stormtrooper. So we could play Force Choke, double attack in here with battle droids to kill Quinlan, Force Choke. Then play Huyang, bump him up to 6 power, swing in with him next turn, and then use him to kill whatever. Doesn't seem like a bad idea. Try not to overthink it, but I'm also... Quinlan's a pain in the butt. There's no way we can kill it in one shot here, because whatever unit they play is going to kill one of these droids if they choose to do so. You could still play Death Star Stormtrooper to create another droid also, and still play Dooku. So let's just start with the Force Choke. Okay. Yeah, so they're going that route. So with 3 resources left, I feel like we should protect our boy here. Just because it creates us an army. Yeah, that hurts. It hurts. That 1 damage that Poggle did was pretty sweet. Okay. We're going face, or are we worried about R2? Again, I'm like... I don't want them to have ground units. But I also just want to go face. I think we just need to go face. Getting Quinlan off the board was number 1. Okay, that's a really sweet card. I don't think we need 2 Dookus. Okay, there's a card. Okay, that was smart. He's got 3 HP left on that. Everything has raid 1 right now. Huyang has 4, he's a 3 power. Let's just get in for as much damage as possible. I think we got this game pretty wrapped up. Okay, I mean, that's something. So we We could play Dooku and kill... I don't think there's a reason to do that, though. I'd rather play Stormtrooper and then kill... Commando and Stormtrooper, and that would kill 2 things. And then Plo Koon is just a 3-powered unit that's not going to be able to stop us, yeah. So let's play Stormtrooper. And then we'll play Dooku. Kill Droid Commando and Stormtrooper. So 4 damage. Kill Falcon, 3 damage, kill that. Well, I guess I could have killed Plo Koon, right? Yeah. That would have been smarter, but... oh well. I don't think it matters. Okay. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Well, too bad we've been saving this all game, and now we get to kill them both anyways. Look at that. The car's disgusting. So disgusting. And swing in for 7. Another good one. Yeah, I feel like with Boba out of the picture, so many decks just immediately just come to life. Like, I think this deck got better anyways, and I think it was going to be more relevant because it was just missing a few things, and the exploit units really help to give it the power it was missing to be an aggro deck that's relevant. But with Boba out of the picture, I definitely think this is a deck that's going to be played. Alright, up against Dooku Blue. So we're going 2, 3, or 3. Yeah, I like our curve. Get rid of one of these, and I guess I mean, the fact that they're playing a bunch of droid units makes me want to play this more. Just to be able to match the amount of units that they play. Yeah. So that we can trade with them frequently. Okay. I mean, I guess so. Okay. Do we want to make this a 3-powered unit? No, we don't. Do we want Force Choke? Maybe? I don't know, I think I just want to play units right now. Okay. Yeah, it only gives it for that turn, so... We don't we don't want them to have the ability to ambush in Droid Commando and kill us. Okay, don't need 2 of these. I think we're just playing Cobb here. Yeah, I'm gonna kill this now before he can exploit it. Okay. We just want to slow down their exploit as much as possible. Okay, that's a pretty good one. That was good. But we have Barrage. We also have this, but yeah, we could play Dooku. I think I'm okay with that. Dooku does kill it. Could also ECL and IG-11, which feels pretty amazing, so let's just do that. That's why it's in the deck, right? Okay. Let's attack with the unit. Okay. Well, he does have ambush. Okay. Not sure why he chose to kill that. It's hard, like, AI is definitely making some misplays here. But you kind of see, like, what we're trying to do, right? Like, we're trying to just keep their droids off the field. What are we playing this turn? We might just play the 6-drop. Or we might just get rid of Cobb, Vanth. Just gonna get him for power. That raid one really makes a difference. Okay, he killed our boy. We have Barrage. Does do the thing, right? Kill them both. I mean, how important is that? I don't think that's that important. I think we just go face because we're so far ahead and we don't really care. I mean, I just think we play this and set up the ability to win next turn. Alrighty. Yeah, I think we have game here. They have the same amount of units as us, though. But no sentinels to slow us down. I mean, part of this was just pure AI making misplays and using his ability incorrectly. But at the same time, I do think that we match up with this deck pretty well because we create our own droids and we have, you know, the ability to go wide so we can just consistently have answers for their droids and trade favorably because they're all 1/1s. And then we also play exploit units, so I do think that it's a good matchup. Now, if they drop a bomb and we don't have a way to interact with their droid units, then it's different. Like, that's going to be a problem, obviously. But I think that's a problem just about any time, unless you have Waylay in your deck. So, all right, up against Rex Green here. How's our curve? Our curve actually looks pretty good. What would we rather have? I mean, Dooku's going to be pretty solid because both the Courier and the Cobb Vanth dying is not a bad thing. I really want IG-11. I mean, this card's just... This card's good too. They play a lot of cheap units as well. It's gonna be tough. So we could do 5 damage to them with Dooku. It seems pretty good. We're gonna let this go. Your squadron's nice. There's so many good choices. This makes it hard. It's just such a good card. I feel like this card's gonna be relevant though because a lot of what they do is on the ground, so we want to be heavier on the ground. Hate to let that card go, but I mean, even here, like, we don't have a way to interact with that card and it just gets so much more powerful each turn. See what they do. Could just straight up kill it. I'm not opposed to that, but I like the idea of trading with we do have Force Shark in our back pocket for the Echo, which is about to be a 4/4. Okay, what's he doing? He's playing Dooku. I think we're just playing Dooku here. So we're doing 3 damage. Yeah, Dooku's nuts. Dooku is nuts. Okay. That's tough. We want to go wide, right? We want to keep up with them. 3-1's not bad. I like the idea of just replenishing our board, though. Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, I can play that card, right? Let's do that. And then let's pass. Probably potentially force choking something here, or just ECLing. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, if they're flipping on 5, we're just ECLing. IG-11 out, and then we can do 3 damage to that. We have such a strong flip turn now because of IG-11 just being coming out on 5. Okay. Let's get rid of Rex. Yep. Take that. What's our action ability? I'm trying to figure out. Oh, I forgot. I hadn't deployed this yet. I'm not tired. Yeah, now it's just a race, and we have way more power on the board. They have not used ECL yet. I'm still just gonna play 2 units this turn. ECL incoming? No, just gaining some life, okay. Interesting. Do we care about that? Could get some value out of Poggle before it goes. I mean, how much damage are we swinging for? 7? 14? Yeah, we don't need to worry about that. Just go for the win. If they want to mess around and kill Poggle, that is fine. Oh, AI. Silly, silly. Yeah, that raid 1 makes a big difference when you're swinging in with a 6-drop that you played on turn 3. So, the power. So we try to show you guys some different kinds of matchups that I think are going to be more relevant, especially with Boba out of the picture now. Things I was most impressed with. Dooku was amazing. Poggle was really good in here, just to kind of set up your exploit plays. IG-11, the unit was nuts. Feels so right in here, and I mean, it makes sense. It's the IG-88 deck, but felt great in here. What else? It just feels like you have options, and you feel like you're just pressuring, and it's a lot. I could see control being a tough matchup, a good control list, especially the Bosk blue matchup. Again, I think that's one of the better decks for control. I could see that being an issue. I didn't do that matchup in this video just because it's been kind of disappointing playing against AI with that matchup, because AI oftentimes doesn't play correctly, but I could absolutely see that matchup being hard. Because they just have so many answers. They're going to slow down your exploit. They're going to get to their big stuff. Snoke's disgusting once they get to Snoke. It's going to be hard. So I would imagine that control. I think control is going to be really, really strong in this set. It got some cards that really help it. But we'll see. Who knows what's going to happen. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, y'all have a good one, and peace out.